Breaking news and trigger warning. This is a really tragic story that just happened in Singapore on the morning around 7 a.m. on September 24th, 2025, where there was a dispute between neighbours over noise. This happened at Yishun Central Block 323, Singapore on the 6th floor. And a 31-year-old Vietnamese woman was fatally assaulted during this altercation incident where she was, for the lack of a better word, poked multiple times and succumbed to her injuries at Koh Teck Phuah Hospital. Her 33-year-old husband sustained serious injuries, including a wound to the chest, but was conscious when taken to Koh Teck Phuah Hospital. And the assailant, a 67-year-old neighbour, has been arrested. He was also taken conscious to Koh Teck Phuah Hospital for injuries. Allegedly, this fatal assault happened because, like I said, over a noise dispute that has been going on for 2 years. The young couple, the 31-year-old Vietnamese woman and her 33-year-old husband, just moved to the estate for about 2 years. And they have 2 young children, aged between 2 to 5. And the 67-year-old male neighbour lives on the 5th floor. Neighbours also have known that he was unhappy with the noise that comes from the 6th floor when the children could be heard running around and even sometimes dropping toys on the floor, and then noise would travel downwards. So, on the morning of September 24th, 2025, neighbours were alarmed by screams at around 7 a.m. When they went to the 6th floor lobby, at the lift lobby, they could see the 31-year-old Vietnamese woman lying there unconscious with wounds all over the body, and there were bloodstains all over the floor and walls at the lift lobby. And her husband could be seen attempting to intervene and stop the assault. And during this time, the husband could be heard shouting for help, asking for help, saying that his wife needs help and does anybody know CPR. And during that time, eyewitness reported seeing that, once again, for lack of a better word, they could see the assailant poking the husband with the sharp object in the chest area. A neighbour finally intervened and broke up the scuffle, the fight, the assault by kicking the sharp object away, while another neighbour rushed to Block 322 to fetch the defibrillator so that it could be used for CPR on a female victim. Residents also have said that they could see the Vietnamese mother in the morning pretty often, bringing her 2 children to the childcare. And neighbours have also said that the assailant, the 67-year-old male neighbour, as generally helpful, even sharing items during Ramadan. So it is really tragic to read this news. Very shocking, really upsetting that neighbours got into dispute until it leads to a fatal assault. Once again, the assailant has been arrested and police have cordoned off the 6th floor, and preliminary investigations have confirmed the noise dispute as the cause. It's just really upsetting to hear this. I mean, things shouldn't have ended this way. And being the neighbour, the assailant living on the 5th floor, going to the 6th floor, and a sharp object was involved, we do not have context where was the sharp object from. But I mean, we are all living in a society where everyone around us has kids, and kids will generate noise. I know everybody has noise complaints, but we should try our best, be considerate towards others, be more patient. If noise is really an issue, seek help through the town councils. Please don't take matters in your own hands. The victim was a young mother, 31 years old, could be seen in the morning often bringing her kids to the childcare. The husband, 33 years old, they just want to have a happy family. This is just really upsetting. This family is broken up because of this incident, because of noise dispute. And for further context, during the time of the fatal assault, neighbours actually took in the young children into their house to shelter them from the assault. So yeah, our thoughts and condolences to the female victim, her family and her loved ones. Last year, Ivana Bronlund, an 18-year-old Greenlandic mother, gave birth to a daughter in Denmark on November 2024, who was taken away from her. The infant was removed from her 1 hour after birth because Danish social authorities deemed Ivana as unfit to be a mother after an evaluation. So what happened was, Ivana suffered trauma from explicit harm by her adoptive father, who is currently in prison for the crime. And on August 11, 2025, the infant was formally placed into foster care, but now, September 2025, the appeal boards have announced that they are reversing the decision and mother and daughter could finally be reunited. Netizens have expressed joy because they feel this evaluation was unfair. So this teaching assistant in South Carolina thought it would be a good idea to spray poop spray to an AC unit in West Florence High School, and that actually caused several students requiring medical attention for respiratory issues, and the AC unit system was also damaged. Damages are estimated as high as $55,000. Apparently that spray contaminated the whole ventilation system. Seriously, prank culture has got to end. Not all hotels are the same, and in India, one particular hotel, when a tourist walked in, they saw a 5-foot venomous cobra in the toilet seat. News outlets have reported this as a cobra hiding in the toilet seat, but I have to question, why would the cobra have intention of hiding in the toilet seat? Does the cobra itself even know where it is hiding in, and were its intention to hide first? Would the cobra put itself in a place where they could be the subject of a poop dump? Anyway, this video has now went viral, and then please be careful at the washrooms of any new hotels establishments you visit. This guy, Jamaluddin Taibabu, 49-year-old Indonesian citizen, actually entered Singapore illegally in mid-September 2024, and it was wow, okay? He took a speedboat from Batam and then he jumped overboard, and then using his own homemade flotation device actually swam to Singapore in an hour. So around 11 months later, he was finally caught in Singapore. But in the meantime, he was in Singapore doing all sorts of odd jobs. Basically, he entered Singapore illegally due to financial hardships in Indonesia. Anyway, he has now been caught and he has been sentenced to 6 weeks jail and 3 cane strokes for illegal entry. UFOs were spotted in the airspace above Copenhagen airport on September 22, 2025 at night. And as such, the airport has to be shut down for at least 4 hours. And in fact, it was realized to be 2 to 3 unidentified large drones. I mean, it went viral on X because people were thinking they were real UFOs like alien spacecraft, but no, apparently they are just drones. So this delay caused more than 50 flights diverted, and the police commissioner have basically coming out stating the drones have disappeared and we have not taken any of them. So apparently they have no idea where the drones went. Breaking news to all fans of Genie Yamaguchi, she has now been sentenced to a 3-month day reporting order (DRO) for shop theft, where she must wear an electronic tag and stay indoors daily from 10 PM to 6 AM. So let's hope this is the end of the story of the viral influencer Genie Yamaguchi, and next time please pay for your purchases. This woman from China got a shock of her life when the apparent room she rented for 450 Singapore dollars a month turned out to be like a co-living situation where she actually has to share one common toilet with at least 14 other tenants. So she actually paid this amount, and it was actually a Jurong West 3-room flat, but they had 3 rooms separated up, and each room, the first 2 rooms had like at least 6 tenants staying in them, the third room had like 2 people staying in them. But the main thing being that it was so unhygienic and so dirty that after 10 days, she terminated her job and she flew back, and her sister described it as unfit for human to live. Just imagine 14 people sharing one common toilet. And we are pretty sure this is against regulations because 14 people in a 3-room flat, I think no. A picture paints 1,000 words. And this picture paints 1,000 anguish. This is your last story of the day. Follow us for more. So a press conference was held. 31-year-old single mother that shared a story. So her daughter has been the victim of bullying after transferring schools. And so basically July last year, she moved from Kedah to a secondary school in Selangor. And from the second day onwards at the new school, the 14-year-old girl was bullied by several students because of her appearance. So basically she has a bit of a outward protruding teeth, they call it a buck teeth. But the mother didn't knew that her daughter was getting bullied. There were no signs initially, as the girl often kept to herself and locked herself in a room. So the mother finally realized when the mother actually found pictures drawn by the girl as seen here. One of them being this face, this picture I saw. Just this picture alone paints 1,000 words. It shows how disturbed and how much she is in pain. You can see why are people laughing at me? It really hurts. This picture just shows how much she is hurting. And she drew this really disturbing picture, a dark image, and even writing, I am very stressed, very tired, very troubled. And also including thoughts of even possible, very drastic actions. That was when the mother realized her daughter was suffering from depression. So despite several and multiple complaints and talking to the school and teachers and counselors, the bullying still continued. And the mother even noticed that her daughter has some wounds on her wrist. Okay, that's all as I can say. So now they have this, press conference hoping to raise social awareness. Be careful, watch out for your sons and daughters. The signs may not be there at first. They might say everything's fine at school, but you have to keep prodding forward. You have to keep asking, you have to keep asking to confirm that everything is really fine, because some things don't just show themselves as easily on a surface level. Once again, bullying is a cowardly act. Bullies are cowards.